The situational awareness and our fundamental skills will take care of this. But if we crash and we get severely injured and hurt, that's the reality. Wear gear.
It's okay, bro.
The biker on the left is making a mistake by pressing the front brake exactly when the front tire touches the ground.
Oh, that's high impact. You're supposed to use the rear brake, right? Oof. Oof. So you do what you want to do. That's perfectly fine. But just please wear gear.
Good? No.
Let's see how bad the shirt looks. So he lost his shoes.
Here,
Oh, his arm on the right.
I'd not get your bike.
I think that was his tat too. Oh, look at that shirt. Tore up. His gloves fell off, so not properly secured, by the way. The bike has more protection than him. You see how he's holding his hands out like this? You see how he's like this? Because everything that touches his road rash hurts. Everything that touches his road rash hurts. Let's take a quick look at the impact again. So we're going. There's got some good traction on that front tire. Too much momentum. Flipping out. Okay? So there's the impacts all over the body. So we're going to watch it one more time. A little bit zoomed in. Thank you, Jared, for posting this. So we're going to get some traction on that front tire immediately. And we're going to flip up and over. Now take a look. That's where the hands go. Okay? Natural human response because the body wants to protect the core. Now we're going to do our left shoulder. There's the impact of the left shoulder. So you can break your collarbone, have some AC joint issues. There's our hip and back. Shoes already gone. Actually, no, he had white shoes on. His head has been impacted, but he's got a helmet. So very good with that. You could still get a traumatic brain injury with that. Gloves haven't flown off yet. Shoes haven't flown off yet. So we get that tumbling feature going on. And when we have that tumbling feature, that's when things start moving. So right there, we lost our shoe. The bike's going to hit us a couple times maybe. But we're going to be bouncing around. And we're going to start losing some stuff. Now, as us, we're probably freaking out a little bit. This is our point of view now. We're kind of freaking out. Get yourself your rescue kit, which, by the way, we have it on motorcycletrainingconcepts.com. Grab yourself a rescue kit. It's going to have everything you need in there for this situation. I'll talk about what you probably need in this situation with that. So he lost all his protection on his feet and his arms, or I'm sorry, in his hands. He didn't have a jacket. Jacket would have prevented some of the abrasions that he's going to be having and hopefully prevent some type of breakage of what's happening here on his elbows, shoulders, hips. His feet would have been protected with proper gear. His gloves, if they stayed on, and that's probably one of the problems with short cuff gloves. If you had a long gauntlet gloves, probably would have stayed on a little bit better. But you have to think it was a pretty high mechanism. So we start seeing a little bit of road rash right here on that arm. Not too much, because remember the left side went down first. So that's where we're going to have most of it. You can start to see a little bit on it. Okay, here's his, it might be a tattoo, or it could be a transfer from the ground. I don't know yet. But there's going to be some of that road rash going on. So let's go ahead and go a little bit more. So the helmet looking good. Look at where I want to say that's a graphic. Nope. Take a look at the helmet. Imagine that's the side of your head. That was shaved down to the polystyrene foam. That was shaved down. That could have been your head.
Can you get
So there's, it looks like it's a transfer of stuff.
side, not get your bike?
So let's take a look at what happened to his back. So we start to see the tearing in the back. Okay? So it's not going to prevent the thermal transfer from going from the road to your skin. The thermal transfer happens from friction. Rub it's a carpet burn. Think of a carpet burn right now, but on the asphalt. Sandpaper, basically. You're going to get burned and you're also going to have abrasions. So that's what's happened to the back. So it might not look too bad, but you're going to have the burning of the tissue also underneath it from the friction that was caused. The abrasions are what is tearing the fabric itself. Look, you can see his left arm too. See the discoloration from kind of like the white skin to more of the reddish. That's going to be level 1, level 2. Definitely level 2 on the right arm. We're picking up pieces. Now, yeah, it's okay to get stuff out of the way. Now, take a look at what he's doing with his body. I'm going to see if I can pause it. See how he's holding himself? He's doing this because he doesn't want anything touching the exposed nerve endings on his arms. Your skin is protecting you. Just a wind. Think sunburn, everybody. Very bad sunburn. A little bit of hot wind on that sunburn. Maybe taking a shower. A little bit of a hot shower. Maybe a little bit of a warm shower. Oh, too cold. And it hurts. Nerve endings. That's what's happening. Just a little bit of wind. Ow, 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 ow. Nothing you can do about it. My goal here at DanDanTheFireman is to make sure we prevent accidents, know what to do just in case of an accident, and then also how to get back on your bike or get a new bike. And the best way to do that is making sure you have motorcycle insurance. So quick shout out to Progressive for sponsoring this video. Make sure you guys click the link in the description, get yourself a free quote. Super easy to do. I'll see you in the next video. Nothing you can do about it. So in the rescue kit, what we have is we have 4x4s, 5x9s, roll gauze. We have 2 tourniquets. We have 2 triangular bandages. We have a Sharpie to write the time of when you put that tourniquet on. We have a CPR mask. We have a whistle just in case you need to use the whistle to get people's attention. We have a rescue card, which is probably going to be the only thing that's going to really help you in this situation. It's going to help you focus on what's important. It's going to help you focus on what's important, remember? So you have to remain calm, ensure your own safety, stop the bleeding, quickly assess severity. So in this situation, you should probably remain calm. And then you look at your buddy over there. Oh, he looks like he's in terrible shape. Let's go ahead and call 911 or tell someone to call 911. Now, here's the thing. We have to ensure our own safety. So we have to look for the hazards, which are those vehicles on the road. So make sure we're not getting hit. Make sure we wear personal protective equipment. Also, stop any bleeding. Now, is there any bleeding? He's probably got some oozing blood, so we're not having to do any direct pressure or a tourniquet or even pack the wound. But quickly assess the severity. Now, let's say our buddy, because he hit his head, is starting to show some head injury symptoms. Disorientation, maybe a little bit of nausea, maybe a little bit of vomiting. Can't see very well. He's got a really bad headache. And maybe he's asking the same questions over and over again. Who knows? Think of a spinal cord issue. Loss of sensation. Did you see him walk over there? Maybe he couldn't move his legs very well, his hands very well. What about shocky symptoms? Does he have pale, cool, clammy skin? He's starting to pass out. Breathing really fast. Very low, though. Maybe his pulse is very weak. Really high anxiety. So there's the treatment. Stop any external bleeding. Lay him down. Monitor any changes and keep the rider warm. The rider needs to go to the hospital immediately if they are experiencing any of these symptoms. Now, one of the things, let's go ahead and put me back right there. One of the things that I didn't mention that's in the kit is an emergency blanket. Now, what is the thing that your skin does for you? It thermoregulates your body. So if it's too cold, it keeps you a little bit warm. If it's too hot outside, you sweat, so it keeps you cooler. When you remove skin and flesh like this, you can't do that. You start losing fluids that you're not supposed to. You start getting hot. You start getting cold. You start now getting into more of a hypothermia state, especially in this area. So with the emergency blanket, put it over him. Now, I don't have any saline, but what you could do if you had some sterile saline, get your sterile gauze from the rescue kit, put some water on that, kind of put it on the burn. But there's not much you can do because they're going to scrape that stuff out at the hospital, and that's going to be painful. But the one thing you can do in an emergency situation like this is keep your buddy warm. You don't want him to get into hypothermia. You don't want him to get into shock. You want to monitor, make sure the traumatic brain injury, if there is one, is not getting worse, and worse. You need to call 911 to get emergency personnel on scene as quick as you can. You need to keep yourself safe so you don't become a victim yourself. And you need to remain calm. It's his emergency, not yours. Okay? We have every trauma kit comes with one of these. Please, guys, pay attention. Also, you can, if you just don't want a trauma kit, these are on the store by themselves also. Terrible situation. Terrible situation. Buy yourself gear and maybe you wouldn't have a lot of these issues. Overall, I know he didn't mean to do it and didn't want it. All right? So moving on with this one. Riding around, intersection, whatever. Stay out of the blind spot. They're doing dumb stuff anyways. Non-issue. 2 lanes. 2 lanes. So that whole situation with the roundabout, right? We talked about this with the bad crash with this. or I'm sorry, with the previous crash, and then like some dumb stuff. When we see bad road rash and bad crashes like this, and then we move over to this, it's just like, what are we focusing on? Like, what does it matter? The situational awareness and our fundamental skills will take care of this. But if we crash and we get severely injured and hurt, that's the reality. Wear gear, rescue another rider. Be a smart rider, be a part of the crew. Exactly, Kibo no Kuma. I want that to be the takeaway from this. New quote of the day, sorry newbie. I feel like 99% of everything here are non-issues, and the rest could have easily been avoided. It's true. It's true. I would put it at like 98% of these are non-issues. 1% could easily be avoided. And then 1% you can't avoid. I think there's like that one little percent you just can't. But it is so minuscule. It's ridiculous. Guys, if you like this kind of stuff, we do this every Tuesday and Thursday on this channel at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time live. So make sure you check that out. But if you want to check out some other things like this video right here or this video right here, please do so. It supports the channel. Click that like button, by the way. Check into class. Anyways, I'll be seeing you around.